The phrase that evokes fear in the hearts of man.
Hey, can we play Among Us? I want to play Among Us.
That brings the strongest to their knees.
Guys, is that Amogus? Amogus. Amogus.
A wicked spell that can crumble giants.
When the impostor is sus. When the impostor
This is the story of a modern movement gripping onto the hearts of a generation, one involving crewmates and imposters. Now, I should point out that the purpose of this video is not to do funny Amogus stuff. I'm going to be deconstructing the cultural predicament we all find ourselves in relating to this little funny imposters sus game, what led to its sudden miraculous rise, and how it's been affecting all of us victims of its vile reign. Alright, here we go. Among Us was the brainchild of the minds of Innersloth, the game development company responsible for the Henry Stickmin collection. It hit shelves on mobile devices first in June 2018, before getting a Steam port in November of that same year. The game was quiet for its first few years of existence, but after a Twitch employee contacted a popular Twitch streamer known as Sodapoppin and recommended the game, he streamed it to his 2.8 million strong audience. The game exploded after this. Hundreds of other streamers started to stream this game, and it quickly reached very popular groups such as the Misfits and the Lunch Club. The game skyrocketed over the course of a few weeks, with the amount of searches for the phrase Among Us shooting up 10 times over the month of September 2020 alone. The game already had a lot going for it. The primary factor that allowed this game to reach such a high success was its very notable streamability. Streamers, even the not very funny ones, were able to make some form of entertaining content simply by the nature of the game itself. It's similar to the Jackbox Party Pack in that regard. This, mixed with the very easy to recognize characters, made the game cut out for success. It was also very easy to get and play. Even those who were watching the game needed only slap down a $5 on PC or no money at all on mobile to start playing it for themselves. Before you knew it, YouTube videos of Among Us were popping up everywhere you looked. Every creator was making an Among Us video just to cash in on this new trend, and the player base expanded very quickly. With the player base so high, even those without friend groups willing to play with them were able to get some form of entertainment value, even as low as it was, by playing alone. As the game grew bigger, the cultural snowball began, and it entered meme culture. At first came the unironic referential memes. They flooded the original meme sources, such as Twitter. After this, the meme trends we've seen so many times before occurred exactly as they had hundreds of times. Memes mocking the game began to crop up, as those who were annoyed with all the mainstream memes began to post their own, making fun of them. Though these memes soon became mainstream in and of themselves. We saw it coming. As soon as children under the age of 10 got a hold of the game, its death was nigh, as all the precedents act as examples for that fact. It happened to FNAF, Undertale, Fortnite, and Minecraft alike. The meme culture had run its course, and the internet was ready to toss it to the wayside to be devoured by 9gag. However, something unprecedented happened. The game didn't die. Among Us and its easily recognizable characters had reached a new form of influence over persons 13 and up. People began seeing the characters in everyday objects. It started with people posting trash cans, animated bags of chips, and fire alarms. Though soon enough, when these memes were spread around, people began to cash in on the humor, as is usual, hoping to gain their own internet points by posting their own funny Amoguses. Posting stretch after stretch, attempts to see the funny Amogus crewmates in everyday objects and drawings. This was only the beginning. Soon enough, as this mini-culture grew, it began to slowly taint the minds of all the people who indulged in it. It conditioned them to look for anything that looked even closely like the Amogus crewmates. Soon enough, oval on a red object was enough. Then after that, oval on any object was enough. The referential humor was referencing the ironic memes, making fun of memes referencing the actual game itself. It had grown so vapid that even the words among, suspicious, hell, even the synonyms of suspicious, conspicuous, mistrustful, impostor and its synonyms weren't safe. Anything that even started with an I and then an N or an M wasn't even safe. All of these words were ruined by their inherent ties to this trend. Now, these connections can oddly be pretty easily summed up by philosophy, particularly Simulacra and Simulation, a book by French philosopher Jean Baudrillard. Now, Baudrillard's primary theory on the types of simulation match up perfectly with the story of the Amogus. The first stage of simulation, Among Us itself. The second, memes relating to Among Us. The third, memes making fun of those memes. And the fourth, well, it's Amogus itself. Let's take a step back real quick from all this nonsense and talk about another aspect of this. So, the Dancing Plague of 1518 was an odd incident taking place in Strasbourg, which was a place in the Holy Roman Empire. It began with a single woman dancing in the streets of Strasbourg. Odd, yes, but nowhere near unprecedented. However, what was unprecedented was what followed. Others began to join her. They weren't jauntily dancing, however. Several of them danced until they dropped, though it's debated whether or not they dropped dead or simply passed out from exhaustion. At the height of the disaster, 50 to 400 people were dancing in the streets of Strasbourg, reportedly. It lasted for such a long time that it attracted the attention of the court and church. After a while, some number of doctors ultimately intervened, putting the afflicted in a hospital. When the event was done, it was deemed an act of witchcraft, a deed done by the devil. Though, to be fair, most things were. There was no explanation for this for quite a while. However, within the last century, an explanation has cropped up. Mass hysteria. Mass hysteria is defined as a phenomenon that transmits collective illusions of threats, whether real or imaginary, through a population and society as a result of rumors and fear. However, in medicine, the term is used to describe the spontaneous manifestation or production of chemicals in the body of the same or similar hysterical physical symptoms by more than one person. We're focusing on the primary example for this, the transmission of illusions, real or imaginary, through a population as a result of rumors. Could we restate this as something else? The transmission of a method of perception throughout a population spread by others through memes? That is somewhat similar, and could fit our bill, correct? Of course, there are a few outliers. It's not a perfect explanation. However, you would be hard-pressed to find someone exhausted with this, calling it something other than mass hysteria. While I hope this does go away, it is interesting to see how this affects an entire generation. Hopefully, should it be semi-formally recognized as a case worthy of studying, it could even be found out just how much information or ideas could be spread through the usage of memes. On second thought, maybe don't do that. Putting that power into the hands of politicians and corporations might be one of the worst ideas humanly possible. Though I guess brands are already trying to do that. All of this nonsense, this madness, all of it comes towards what I believe to be the ultimate extension of this trope thus far. Past all the funny Among Us drip, past the impostor being sus, we come to a head with this single image. The ultimate representation of how far gone we really are. Have you stared into the eyes of madness before? Have you seen the stare of a man who has lost his mind? Do you know what it is like to lose yourself? Of course you don't. No man has. But this thing, what has become of this concept, it scares me. What has become of Among Us, a once fun game, has been twisted, corrupted, and mutilated by society. It has bitten back. Among Us has bitten back. We were fools for thinking we can do this so easily. We did not fear divine retribution. We did not know that our follies would weigh on us. Mayhaps we simply did not notice it until we were already being crushed beneath them. However, all is not lost. Though our perceptions may be tainted, we can salvage them. The impostor may be sus, but we cannot let him take any more of our precious sanity. Thus I call on you, brothers and sisters, gather round, hold your bindings in your hand, sore as they may make your wrists. Let us cast this foul, burnt husk of a trend into the pits of hell where it belongs. Let the holy fires of the blackest pit consume it, and let us be rid of its foul influence. Now may we pray and hope that we find a new trend, one full of light, hope, and genuine legitimate comedy. May it find itself among us. Wait, fuck.